Hi, my name is Tima Kurdi. I'm here today to share with you my personal experience and leave you with the idea that the world we choose has to reflect the action we take. I'm here to plant the seed in your heart and mind, the seed of hope. In order for that seed to grow, we must use our voice. In 2011, the war started in Syria. We all watched the news coverage from our comfortable TV room. We saw thousands of people fleeing their home. Some of those people, they were my own family. They fled to Turkey. I tried to help them. I sent them money. For a few years, hearing their struggle. But I could not understand how difficult it was until I went to visit them in 2014. And what I saw and experienced is not what we all watch in the news. It was worse than I could ever imagine. I saw so many people, family, in the street without home to go to. Children were starving, begging for a piece of bread. Most of those children, they were working instead of going to school. My family, they were lucky. They have a place to live, but they slept in the cement floor because I pay their rent. I know I have to do something to help my own family. One day, I took my niece and nephew by hand and we start walking by the neighborhood. I do not speak their language, but I pointed to the children. And I told them they are Syrian refugees and they needed your help. Door after door was slammed shut in my face. And it was the hardest thing I ever did in my life, begging for help. 24 hours later, a truck showed up, full of furniture, blanket, toys, clothes. Even though the neighbor did not understand me, but they heard me. It was my last day to return back here to Canada, and I did not get to see all my family. My sister-in-law and my two nephews, they were stuck in a closed border trying to enter Turkey after they flee Kobani when ISIS invaded. They were 12 hours away from where I was. I did not get to see them. But I did not know I would never see them again. After that visit, I come home and I decided to bring my family here to Canada as a refugee. I tried every day for a few months, but my voice was not heard. Our border was closed. Our system was set up to fail. I have to tell my family that I cannot bring you to Canada unless something will change. Give me some time. But the time has run out. Desperate for their own family, my brother and his wife, like thousands of people were doing it, decided to trust the smuggler and take a risk to cross the Mediterranean. They thought they will go somewhere with mean, freedom, safety, and hope. In September the 2nd, in 2015, I heard the tragic news that my sister-in-law, Rihani, and my two nephews, Ghalib and Alan Kurdi, have drowned. I will never forget the moment I find out about their death. I remember I fall to the floor and I scream as loud as I could. I want the world to hear me. The image of my nephew, Alan Kurdi, the boy on the beach, was all over the media across the world. In that same day, my brother, who cried to me and told me, the picture of my son is the wake-up call to the world. It's the message from God to tell us enough suffering. Sadly, our tragedy is just one of many. At that time, I had two choices: stay home and continue to cry and feel there is nothing I could do or say can change anything. And I thought, who am I? I was nobody. Or step out and add my voice. Out of my pain, the strength was given to my heart. And I decided to speak up on behalf of all those suffering people who does not have a voice. And most importantly, for my nephew, the boy on the beach, whose voice will never be heard. And I said, if I couldn't save my own family, let's save the others. I spoke to media globally. I went to Europe to tell the world leaders about the inhumanity was happening, that my people are innocent victims. They flee by force, not by choice. Open your heart, open your border, and end the war. Finally, my voice was heard. It took a tragedy for my voice to be heard. It took one picture, the picture of the boy on the beach, to move us, to be human. The suffering my brother and I have seen the last 2 years at the refugee camp is unacceptable. Every refugee I talked to, they told me, the world is talking about us, but no one talked to us. Today, people all over the world are still suffering, but the beauty of it, it's all up to us to end it. We need to join our voice together and stand up from our silence and tell the world leader, enough is enough, and force them to act, not just talk, urgently. Find a peaceful solution to stop the crisis and war that caused innocent people to become a refugee in the first place. It's time for an action, not for a blame. That is what the real social impact is. It's the only way we can have a stronger voice and put a human life before money and politics. We can bring the world to peace and love again. For me, I still use my voice to bring awareness and justice to our people. We opened the Kurdi Foundation to help innocent children affected by war and to keep my nephew's image alive as a permanent reminder so we do not forget and we do not go silent. I hope I have planted the seed in your heart and ask you to stand up and add your voice to mine and be counted. I have a mission ahead of me. Will you join me? Thank you.